In the delivery room, I could see her face delivering, and I said, she has Down syndrome. And Blaine said, no, she doesn't have Down syndrome. And his back was to me. He was on the side, and he quit speaking, and I saw him start to shake. I saw his shoulders start to shake, and I said, she does. She has Down syndrome, doesn't she?
At birth, he ended up being an emergency C-section because his heart rate kept dropping. So when he came out, he wasn't crying, and I knew that wasn't good. And I could see the faces on the nurses, and it looked off to me, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And so hydrocephalus is an accumulation of fluid on the brain, and so at whatever point the hydrocephalus started, his brain stopped developing. As a result, he has had over 100 brain surgeries.
So it was just hard starting off. You're not expecting it.
I was in complete shock. As a special needs parent, you kind of have to go through all the stages of grief.
But I think grief comes when you least expect it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You expect one thing because that's what everybody else is doing, and then you're over here. But that doesn't make it any less beautiful. It just makes it different.
With Anna, I think it's a very unique diagnosis to have both Down syndrome and autism. Anna is a young woman who lives with Down syndrome, but she's a person first. She wants to be loved and celebrated and included and appreciated.
Anna is a complex human, but her joy and love of life is amazing. They're just an incredible family, and they love Anna for who she is and embrace her for who she is.
Are you ready to get up?
Nalini and Manesh, they just exude joy. And their lives are so hard. Like, caring for their child is not easy. To get him up and change his diaper and change his G-tube and make sure that he's got all the medicines he needs.
Okay, what color do you want to wear today? You want to wear green? Okay.
And then you get here and you watch them roll him out of the back of the van.
You look so handsome.
And you're like,
Hold on.
nothing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis even touches that. And they do it with such joy.
I am tough. I'm very tough. That's what my husband always laughs at me, and he says, where's that girl that I married? Because the girl he married was very, very shy. And then God gave me a kid with no voice and said, knock yourself out. And I got loud in a hurry.
Everybody graduates, moves on with life. And for our kids, that's not necessarily the way it goes.
Oh, they've gotten lots of no's. Lots of no's. Why do they get lots of no's? Because of the needs of their child.
And then it just became easier not to ask because if you're told no a lot, you know.
There's lots of people like us. School in general has kind of been our safe place.
I taught most of those kids. And when it came time for them to exit, there was no option.
I went to tour another facility in Birmingham with Anna's teacher at the time, who's Jennifer, actually. We got back in the car and both of us burst into tears and said, this is not a good fit for her.
Just to have to look at them in the face and say those things, like it was crushing. It was heartbreaking.
I felt really convicted of the fact that, like, we need to draw a class in this building that's going to force us to meet this need. So a class with a sensory room and a bigger bathroom for a changing table. I was just like, we gotta have a space for Anna and all of those friends that are left out.
When she built this school, she answered my prayers. And she thought about my Darshan and created this space where he can be his best self.
Up until Post Place, really, there hasn't been that opportunity for them.
What Endless You and Post Place has done for me is it's put a light out on the horizon that previously was dark.
I'm glad you're here.
I think Anna is stimulated to do things that she likes to do and wants to do. It's not cookie cutter because it's one-on-one. If she is struggling and needs a break and needs to go to the sensory room, that's okay.
The first week here, those families stood in the parking lot and they cried together every day. Just being so thankful that they had somewhere to go, that they knew that they were loved and cared for.
I know because I have a child that has specific needs as well. And so just the hardest part is the day-to-day, getting up and helping them. And it's just things that they just do second nature, but it's a lot.
I don't ever want it to sound like I'm selfish about unless you impose place, but there is an element of this is awesome for me as well.
It has really been a true answer to our prayers.
That's what we desire for all of our students, is that they wake up every day with a purpose, and the purpose is to come to school and to grow and to learn and to feel loved and cared for. That's what we've been able to do on a small scale, and I just want to be able to continue to do it more. To have a whole space for them to operate in that meets all of their needs. Not only will we be able to triple the families we serve, but be able to serve them better.
By them expanding to this other building, that's going to give him and all of these other children an entire entity where they belong.
Lindy, who actually was a peer helper in my room when I was a teacher.
Jennifer Greer is an exceptional person.
She was just the same Lindy that she is now.
She does such an exceptional job of challenging them and loving them and caring for them. I was watching her and I was like, I want to be her when I grow up. Immediately thought of her. I was like, the person to run this campus is Jennifer Greer. All of the families, they need respite, they need a break, and they need quality care for their students. I'm just like, we talk about it as a family, like how exciting it is to just be a part of it. Like, how cool is this that we just get to be a part of what the Lord is doing and loving the children that He loves. It's the biggest blessing of my life.